Hi, welcome to my video on using cosine law given three sides of a triangle. The cosine law given three sides of a triangle. Find the measure of an angle. Well, we have a triangle that we'll label as A, B, C. And this is angle A, so this is small a. This is angle B, so this is small b. This is angle C, so that's small c. So we're given these three sides. So we're going to use, or I'm going to use the cosine law. C squared is A squared plus B squared minus 2AC cosine angle C. So this is C, A, and B are the sides of the triangle minus 2AB cos the angle C. Now there's two ways to work this out, and it's really your choice which way you want to work it out. And I'll show you the two different ways, and then when you go to use the cosine law and you're given three sides, then you can pick your choice. And notice again, this triangle is not a right triangle because there's no right angle. We can't use the sine law because we do not have any angles, so we have to use the cosine law. So one way is to substitute the values of A, B, and C into the equation and solve for x. So if we write down the cosine law, C squared is A squared plus B squared minus 2AC cos, C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cos angle C. Then what we'll do, we'll let angle C be x. So if angle C is going to be the x, then this is the angle C, and then that's the small c. So the A and B could be either one of these two. So we have C to be 4, A to be 5, B to be 7, minus 2, 5, 7, cos x. So because I let x be angle C in my cosine law, then that means this side is 4, and these two make no difference. You can put them 7 and 5 or 5 and 7. So let's take our time, work it out. 4 squared, 16, 5 squared, 25, 7 squared, 49. That's a 10 times 7 is 70. So if I notice I'm going to simplify this side right here. So 25 and 49 add up to 74. So it's fully simplified. So pretend that we're solving for x. So we'll move to 70 cosine x to the left side, make it positive. 74 minus 16. So 70 cosine x equals, if you subtract, you will get 58. And that means divide by 70. That means that cosine x is equal to 58 over 70. Now if you wish, you can change that to a decimal. You could leave it as that, or you can change it to a decimal. It doesn't make any difference, and the decimal is 0.8286. Now, we have to use our calculator now to work this out. So let's, calculator is on. So the inverse cos of 0.8286 is, so we'll go x equals cos to the negative 1 decimal 8286. So angle x comes out to be, to the nearest degree, 34 degrees. Okay, so notice I subbed in all the numbers. We're trying to find the value of x. So we worked out our squares first, and then we multiplied these. And notice then I moved the x over here, moved the numbers to the right. I added up these two first because I did this add before I wanted to solve for x. And we brought it down to a decimal, and we did inverse of cos. And we got 34 degrees. That's one way to do it. Another way, I like either way because I've learned that using the cosine law, I go c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos c. and then I sub into it. In this case, I'm subbing in the three sides, and I'm solving it for cos x and then working out the answer. Another way would be to solve this cosine law for cos sine. And let me show you. Notice that I'm solving for the angle C, so I'll take the negative 2ab cos C and move it to the left side and make it positive. Okay, there it is. And a squared plus b squared. That means I'll move the c squared to the right and make it negative. So when I have that done, I'll divide both sides by 2ab. They cancel out. So cos c is equal to a squared plus b squared minus c squared divided by 2ab. Now, if I have that done, which I'm able to solve this for, which you can see is not very hard to do, then in this triangle, I want x. So x is my angle C, and this is the C. So the 5 is the A, as I did up there, and the 7 is the B. So I take those numbers and I sub in. So A is 5, B is 7, C is 4 over 2, A is 5, and B is 7. So the main thing is that I'm looking for this angle C, so it's imperative that whatever angle I'm looking for, then the side opposite must be my C, because this is the only cosine law. There's three of them, but this is the one I memorized in my head. So when I do that, I can take my calculator, and there's my calculator. I'll just put it right here on the side. So I clear it. Now, I can sub all this in the calculator, or I can work it out bit by bit. I can go, let's leave the calculator there. I can go 5 squared is 25, 7 squared is 49, 4 squared is 16, and that's 10 times 7 is 70. So cos C would be, and when I add all these up, I get a 58 over 70. So that means, let's go up here, cos C, you can leave it as 58 over 70, or you can change it to a decimal, 0.8256. So that's the same decimal as here. So therefore, the cos of, and if I want to call it C, or I can call it, when I sub it in, I can put an X in the place of C. Let's say I'm solving for angle X. So let's call it, instead of having C there, have X. So this is X. So that means that angle X is cos to the negative 1 of 0.8256. So angle X is the same here. It's 34 degrees. So after I get this calculated, again, I can do 58 over 70 inverse of the angle and pick it up, or I can change the 58 over 70 to a decimal and plug that in. So notice there's, excuse me, with my hand. Notice I wrote down the formula and I subbed it in here and I worked it out. Here I solved the formula first, then subbed it in, and then I worked it out. So it's your choice when you're doing solving a cosine law to find an angle. It's your choice which way you want to do it. And to practice that again, I'm going to do one of these one way, and then I'm going to do the other one the other way. So let's, if you wish, you can pause the video and work this out before I do. So we're solving this triangle. We're solving for x in this triangle, trying to find this angle. So this is angle C, and this is small c. So the cosine law is c squared is a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos angle C. And again, because this is x is angle C, that means 15 is the small c, a is 8, b is 10. A is 8, B is 10. And, oh, let me write that over. That's cos x. And so now I'm going to solve this through. 15 squared is 225. 8 squared is 64. 10 squared is 100. And I get 2 times 8 is 16 times 10 is 160 cos x. And so that's 225 plus 64 plus 100 is 164 minus 160. So now I have it all simplified. I cannot add these together, so I'll take the negative 160 cos x and move to the left side and change the sign. 225, I'll move to the right side and change the sign. So I'll simplify the right side, and that gives me, when I add that up, a negative 61. So I'll divide by 160 on each side. That cancels out. So cos x is a negative 61 over 160. So I can leave it like that, or I can change it to a decimal. So I can go x is equal to cos to the negative 1 of a negative 61 over 160. So angle x. So I'll use my calculator now and work that out. Make sure my calculator is on, cleared. So I have inverse cos. So I'm going to go inverse cos of, now to make it negative, this is the subtraction. So the negative is here, negative 61 division 160. And that gives me 112.4. And to the nearest degree is 112. So 112 degrees. Okay, notice in this diagram, if you wish, I'm finding this angle. Notice that this is the longest, longest side, 15. So this would be the largest angle. So if that angle is 112, that means these two angles are going to be less than that. So that's working it out by subbing in the three sides and solving for cos x and working it through. Okay, let's do this one the other way. The sides of a triangle are 9, 12, and 18. Find to the nearest degree the measure of the smallest angle. So let's draw the diagram. And here we go. I always like to draw the diagram. We've got a triangle of 9, 12, and 18. It's not drawing the specs. I'm just drawing a triangle, putting in the sides. They're not proportional. You know, the 18 is just as long as the 9. But now, find the measure of the smallest angle. So the smallest angle is opposite the smallest side. So the smallest angle is this one. That's the smallest side. So this is the smallest angle. So I'll call that C. So this is small c. So c squared is a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos c. So if you want, I'll just solve this again. It's just as quick to work it out this way. But so let's take 2ab cos c equals a squared plus b squared minus c squared. So the minus 2, this moved over to become positive. This c squared moved over here to become a minus. So that means that c squared, c cos c, is a squared plus b squared minus c squared all over 2ab. Very quick to solve this. So you can, I always plug it into this and work it out. If you want to do it this way, it's your choice. So that means if C 9 is C, so if you let 12 be A and 18 be B, so you have cos C, A is 12, B is 18, C is 9, and it's 2, A is 9, B is 18, and we take our time and we work that out. So just to make sure, 12 squared is 144. And 18 squared, so something that I don't memorize. You know, I take 18 and square it, and I get 324. 9 squared is 81. And 2 times 12 is 24. 24 times 18, so let's clear that. 24 times 18, I get 432. And so, simplify the top, 144, add on 324, subtract 81, becomes 387 over 432. So cos C. Now you can leave that like that, or you can change it to a decimal, your choice. If you change it to a decimal, you don't have to. But if I want, I could say angle C is cos to the negative 1 on 387 over 432. Or I could have it as a decimal. So pick up the calculator, and I'll go inverse cos of 387 division 432, and there it is, and the angle comes out to be 26.38, so to the nearest degree is 26 degrees. Again, you could change the 387 over 432 to a decimal and go inverse of the decimal, but you still get the same answer. So that's working out the cosine law when you have three sides. So you got two choices: plug it in and solve it like this, or solve it for cos of the angle C first, like this, and then plug all the sides in. It's your choice which way you want to do it. So, if you like my video, click on the like button. And if you're not a subscriber, click the subscribe button. Visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, my videos, and the content. That's the content of my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained. Thank you for viewing my video. Bye-bye.